Yeah, pretty solid today. I think we got everything we thought we were going to get from ACU, and there's some things on our side of the net that we're really trying to get better at, and you saw, or at least we saw, those same things kind of giving us trouble in the beginning. But as the match went on, we got better and better on the defensive side, and then we were able to turn those into points. But our side out game has been pretty good all year, and we've been able to generate points. This is a good team because some teams you have really struggle to score points, and some teams just seem to get points pretty easy. And right now we're in a good spot. We're scoring points, but it's the defensive side that's keeping things close. And so I was happy to see us step that up today.
Such a quick turnaround in terms of matches from this weekend to now today. Losing 3 or 4 on the road, how important was it to get those last 2 matches on the road, just so you have some sort of positive momentum as you carry it in?
Yeah, I think it's not even about being at home or on the road. It's just, every time we go out, we gotta get better. And, I think when you play a lot in a short amount of time, you got to look at that as a positive because it gives us a quick turnaround and a chance. We don't have to sit on any bad play, and we get a chance to fix it right away. And so, and we saw that on Friday. Pacific was a really tight. Every set was 2 points, and it could have gone either way, and we just didn't get it. And it wasn't even that we were playing bad volleyball. We just, 2-point sets every time, and then we bounced back. And, a few hours later, we got UNLV, and we play a 5-setter, and that thing was a marathon. And, so to see us kind of grind through that and get that win was big. And, when we were down in the 4th set and we had to fight back and pull it out 29-27, and that kind of turned into an easier 5th set. And you can just kind of see us start to turn corners. And so I'm much happier with where we're at now than a week ago.
When it comes to playing life without Alex, could you Emily said she could tell a point when she got comfortable with Tatum. Could you see a point where your team started to get more comfortable with Tatum?
Yeah, I think when we stopped dwelling on the change and just accepted that this is where we're at, and we know Tatum can set the offense. That's not a problem. She's a good setter. Let's not forget who she is and where she came from, and why we brought her in here. She can do it. I think there's just a comfort zone, and it's just a different style. Tatum is much more in the mold of how Missy was a year ago, just kind of an athlete playing the setter position, where Kirby is more of a game plan type kid, and she can go tempo, and she does some things a little bit different and doesn't make one better than the other. It's just what we were training with and we're gotten used to. So, it took an adjustment for sure, but I think we're way past that now, and we're just focusing on winning points.
Then, in terms of Katie, what has she come in and brought in as a freshman? Because at least when I got here a little late, but when I got here, Katie was a monster.
Yeah, Katie's a good player. She got size and she's got a big arm, and she wants to be good. And you put her in the right situation, and she's going to be very effective. And so she played the entire match on Saturday against Idaho. Was really good, and we knew we were going to play her a lot today. But I thought all of the young players did a good job. I was really, really happy with Katie Northcutt. That girl had a great weekend in Vegas and followed it up today. I thought she was terrific. And then Kylie Treflick off the bench was super good today too. And so, I was really happy to see us be able to pull another freshman off the bench and, just kind of pick up things and take care of that position.
Kind of mentioned it early. I guess what did you kind of feel y'all were struggling with on the defensive side? Because it seemed like when you kind of got things going, that's when you kind of put points together, and that kind of gave you confidence.
It's the weirdest thing, but we are struggling when the other team's in trouble. I don't know any other way to say it. We do a good job. We serve. We hit a good ball. We keep them out of their offense. They can't run tempo. They've got one option. We know what it is, and we just are struggling to get it down. We can't get the block timed right. We're putting things in the wrong place. Our defensive players are on their heels, and we're just not taking care of those points. And so it's not supposed to be that way, but that's what we're struggling with. And so we're working on it every day. And even this match tonight, you saw us in the beginning, we were doing a good job taking them out of system, but they were still scoring points. And this is why we get frustrated, because we know on our side we're scoring points and we're doing all the right things, but the score is so close, and we should be further away. And so, we're going to get better at that, but that's where we're at.
No, Emily was obviously the person you were looking at early on, but just to kind of see Carrington kind of step up later on and help you close with their defense and her offense, I guess, how big was that for y'all?
Yeah, we had, I think, 19 kills out of the middle tonight, and, so that meant our ball control was good. And Tatum wants to go inside out. She likes to set those middles, and they were doing a good job. Allison got off to a great start in the first set, and then we just didn't need her after that. But and she had a big weekend in Vegas, too. So it's good to see us starting to get more players involved and not just having to give it to Emily 50 times a match. But and then you saw Brooke was very effective today. I thought she had a quiet match, but really effective, and it was good to see her timing right where we want it.
Which I know you said earlier, home, away, whatever it is, you need to see the same sort of product. But how big is having this game homestand, especially with how many you just spent on the road?
Yeah, we're going to take full advantage for sure. And, I think it just allows us to kind of settle down a little bit and have that time where we can just be ourselves again and not worry about all the logistics of travel and missed classes and all that stuff, and we can just get into a rhythm. And so, I'm looking forward to this next week and a half.
Obviously, outside of you want to go 5-0, but outside of that, what do you need to see from your team as you kind of round into Big 12 play to be like, okay, this is something I'm comfortable with heading to Texas and heading to Baylor?
Yeah. It's right now. It's just how we're scoring points and how we're protecting our serve. So we want to serve tougher. I thought we did a better job with that today. That was good. And then our block and defense when we get teams in trouble. And so, when you're playing in the Big 12 teams that are in system, they're going to score points, and that's what they're supposed to do. But when you get them in a little bit of trouble, we got to do a better job. And so that's what I like to see.
Just kind of looking at what Carrington did today, she was able to do it on the attack and kind of on the defensive side as well. I guess what does she kind of mean to y'all when she's at the net?
Oh, she's a force to be reckoned with. She always has been. But when she plays like this today, I think she hit 412, right? Yeah, that's always great for us to be able to spread the ball around.
Early on, you guys were kind of struggling to kind of find the rhythm. I guess what kind of helped y'all do that?
I think just relaxing. I feel like maybe it being the first game, we were a little tight, and then just loosen up and play.
I kind of feel like there was a play that helped y'all do that. Was it maybe a block or maybe a kill or a nice set or something like that?
Oh, for sure. I couldn't tell you a specific one, but anytime we get a big block or a big kill, it changes momentum.
No, obviously you kind of led the way on the attack, but just in terms of the diversity of your attack, how nice was it just to kind of see you go left to right and even get a couple from the middle from Allison?
Oh, it's going to help us so much the further we go into the season and into conference because, one person can't win a game all the time. So having our offense being spread out is great.
After however many games you started the season with on the road, is it nice to finally get one at home in front of your own fans? You get to sleep in your own bed, so on and so forth.
Yes, it was so nice to sleep in our own beds last night. We were all just super excited to finally be home and play in front of this great crowd that we had tonight. So.
And then Katie up front, at least in that last set, was a monster. Has that just been something she's been all year? Has she really stepped into her role a lot? How has she been?
I think she has always been good, and we've known that she's really good, but she's stepped it up recently, and I think being able to play gives her that extra confidence, and she did great.
And then obviously with the amount of time that you guys have had to deal without Alex, how do you think Tatum's kind of stepped up into that?
She has done really well. At first, it was a little rough all around. It was kind of it threw us all off. But she has stepped up, and she's been playing fantastic and been leading the team, so it's been great.
When you have a setter go out, what's the biggest adjustment? At least let's go within this certain situation. When you go from Alex to Tatum, what's the biggest adjustment you had to make as a hitter to kind of adjust with?
Every setter is different. Everyone has a different style of play, so you just have to get used to their sets and their tempo, and you just have to connect with them. So,
was there a certain point when you felt more comfortable? Because you said at first it was a little mad, but
right.
Do you remember a point in time where you're like, okay, I finally
for sure, I would say the Northwestern game when we played them up in Chicago. I feel like everything fell into place and it all clicked.
I feel like the underclassmen are just fearless. Like they go out and they want the ball. They want to do anything they can to help the team. It's not anything about being scared or being nervous to play. They just want to go out and get their points and help.
Now that you're home for a little while, how big does it feel to just get your first home win of the season, and how does that sort of inspire y'all to keep the momentum going into the tournament this weekend?
Getting the first home win was really fun. I feel like we wanted to implement really just whooping the other team on the side of the net so that we can get our fans up, so that we can have people coming back, so it can be interesting to watch. And so for this weekend, we can have as many as we can.